Shalom. I like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. And salutations to the Akim, preaching his word with truth and sincerity around the four corners. And shalom to the Akim and the Akwath, the true believers of the hopeful elect. Lord willing, I be part of that number. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy. And I got a few news articles dealing with judgment, in the news edition. So I'm going to read them, get a couple of precepts, and Lord's willing, this is edifying. Alright, this is from 2Fab. It says surfer Bethany Hamilton, 3-year-old nephew, dies after drowning accident. Yeah, I'll just read a little bit of this. It says Bethany Hamilton speaking out about the heartbreaking loss of her nephew Andrew. On Saturday, the 34-year-old professional surfer took to Instagram to confirm the sad news that her 3-year-old nephew had passed away following a drowning accident. Yeah, well, to be honest, nothing else needs to be said. That's just judgment of the Heavenly Father, Matter of fact, since I got the blue letter, let me pull up a quick precept. I know people are like, he was only 3 years old. He died so young. But this is Book of Job, chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Yeah, so nobody perishes being innocent, and the righteous are never cut off. Like it says in the book of Psalms, the 37th chapter, King David seconded that notion. He said he was young and now he is old, yet he has not seen the righteous forsaken, nor the Lord's seed begging bread. So, roughly paraphrasing. So, and he looks to be an Edomite. So you Edomites aren't innocent. Now the how would you say? Now death and destruction is coming your way. Now these curses are befalling you. And that's scriptural. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord, thy power, will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And it has been well documented that you Edomites have persecuted the children of Israel. So now the curses are falling upon you. And you see when it says Lord in all caps, that's speaking about the Heavenly Father. And his name is Yahweh. And his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shai. Then they're two separate entities. They're not the same entity. So make sure you understand that. Alright, that's enough with that one. Got another one. This one I found funny. It says, this is from CNN. It says, Oregon man found guilty after police say he held a woman hostage in a cinder block dungeon. And I believe that's the guy right there. Says an Oregon man has been found guilty on kidnapping, sex crimes, and weapons charges after holding a woman captive in a makeshift prison in his garage, according to federal officials. It says Nagasi Zuberi was found guilty on Friday of kidnapping, transporting a victim for criminal sexual activity, and illegally possessing a firearm and ammunition as a convicted felon, according to a news release from the Department of Justice. You see, and this is what, and as the days go by, this is what this is what you women have to look forward to. You know, men like this coming after you, but instead of one man, it's going to be like 10 to 15 to 30 of them. When Jacob's trouble really hits the fan and intensifies, you females are going to become spoils of war. You know, booty. Just like in the ancient times. So that's enough of that. Matter of fact, before I read the next one, let me get this preset. You know, this, since I quoted it, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 5. For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Of course, the answer is no. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Yeah, that's what you're gonna see during Jacob's trouble. It says, alas, or destruction, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Yeah, the he that's going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble is the elect. Lord's willing, we be part of that number, you know? Because there's going to be all out chaos, all out hell breaking loose during Jacob's trouble. You know, you're going to have famines. You're going to have pestilence. You're going to have race riots, class riots, food riots, riots galore. You're going to have civil war, civil unrest. And it's looking that way. It's looking that way no matter who gets in office for next month. Whether it be Trump or Kamala Harris. It doesn't matter. Scamala Harris. like the elder bishop is saying. Got another one. This is from AP. It says 3 killed and 8 injured by gunfire following a Mississippi school's football game. Yeah, this is how you know. This is how you know that judgment is. This is the time of judgment. You people aren't even safe at a school football game. says 3 people were killed and 8 others injured in central Mississippi early Saturday when at least 2 people opened fire into a group of several hundred people who were celebrating a school's homecoming football win at an outdoor trail several hours after the game had ended. Says the gunfire was preceded by a fight between some of the men at the celebration, but deputies hadn't yet learned what sparked the fight. Anywhere from 200 to 300 people were on the trail celebrating, and the gunfire sent them fleeing, the sheriff said in a phone interview. Yeah, well, that's how would you say? That's a judgment of the Heavenly Father. But I gotta get this, because this, most likely that was Jake. You know? Men broke out into a fight and started shooting. That sounds like nigger culture. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. It says, "For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children." And the word sottish means stupid. "And they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." Yeah, these people have no knowledge to do good. Jake can teach you how to do wickedness, you know, following after Esau, but he can't teach you. But to do righteously, they have no knowledge. They don't go into the scriptures and learn. You know, the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 5. Says, "The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not. But the unjust knoweth no shame." Yeah. The unjust knoweth no shame. Every morning the Lord is bringing judgments through like these. You know? And it's a damn shame these people won't learn righteousness. But like it says in Hosea, when they start to catch affliction, that's when they're going to seek the Lord. There's Hosea chapter 5, verse 15. "I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early." Yeah. Only Jake don't want to know nothing about the Lord until when they catch in hell. You best believe when Jacob's trouble pop off and it's full blown, you're gonna have a lot of Jakes looking for the prophets of the Lord. But they're not gonna find them. Because that's how you get right with the Lord. You seek the prophets and learn about the word. You learn about the Heavenly Father through the word that's spoken of by the prophets. But you know, for all this, Jake will not get right. So Jake gonna have to learn the hard way. Like it says in the Apocrypha, I believe that's 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. said they're going to have to learn it through death by pain. Yep, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 5. It says, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. Yeah. That's the gist of it. Evil men understand not judgment. Those people at that football game, they don't understand judgment. They think they was just all smiling and laughing, having a good old time. Not understanding that the Lord is pouring out his judgment in these last days. Alright, that's enough for the... Oh, Salakia. All right. Next article says missing Virginia antique shop owner's family believes he was murdered after months without answers. Says Kenny Turner was supposed to be having a sidewalk sale for his antique store the morning he vanished. Says a Virginia man's two sons are desperate for answers after their father vanished in April, and they believe some nefarious activity may be at play in their father's unexpected disappearance. Says Kenneth Kenny Turner was living a quiet life as an antique shop owner in Fieldale, Virginia, when he disappeared on April 12th. Yeah. That seems odd. But you know, you can't never put nothing past Esau. You know? Maybe Esau has something to do with it. Says, I think somebody picked him up and took him somewhere, but where, I don't know. For both of his vehicles to still be at home and his wallet, it was like he was riding out and coming back home because he left the porch light on. Michael added that his father's front door does not close all the way unless it's pulled really hard, and the door was shut the morning he realized his father was gone. So here's a picture of the man. So if anybody got any knows about the whereabouts about this man, give it to the sons. That's why we tell you. Let me get this in. What is that? I believe it's in Proverbs. Yeah, that's why we tell you. It's Proverbs chapter 27, verse 1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Yeah, you don't know what the day is going to bring. So don't boast yourself and say, oh, well, in 3 days or 2 days, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. Don't put off from day to day, especially from turning to the Lord. You know, it tells you in the Apocrypha, I believe that's Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5, that put not off from day to day. Make no tarrying to make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. You know? And let's get this. The book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Yeah, seek Yahweh while he is found. Because there's going to be a time when he's going to hide himself. And when he hides himself, that's when he's going to send them evil angels to carry out the judgment that's supposed to be executed for those wicked. You know? And you don't want right now you're supposed to be getting on the good side, the right side of the Heavenly Father. So he will pardon you for your iniquities. And so you can withstand the day of the Lord. Because the day of the Lord is going to be a terrible thing, man. You can guarantee, you can take that to the bank. It's already getting crazy. And it's not even, and the tree is still green. You know, like it says in the book of Luke, if they do this in the green tree, what shall be done in the dry? When you know, what shall they do when the money stop coming in, the food stop coming in, when you're mandated to get that micro C hip, either that or you can't buy or sell. What shall these people do? You know? That's enough of that. And the last one I got, this is from Daily Mail. It says another 1,100 prisoners will be freed next week under Labor's early release scheme, after offenders started committing crime within hours when last batch were allowed out. I don't know where this is. I don't know if this is overseas or if this is Babylon, you know, America. I believe this is America. It says another 1,100 prisoners are due to be freed at the start of next week under Labor's controversial early release scheme. It says the offenders will be the second batch of inmates to be let out in a bid to free up space in UK jails. Yeah, so this is the UK. About to say, they ain't doing that they ain't doing that just yet in Babylon. But most likely they probably gonna do it too, because you know they're trying to turn the world into a one world government. So what one place does, another place will follow. Says, however, some of the 1,700 convicts released in September started committing crimes within hours of being freed, with the first return to jail after just 36 hours on the outside. And you best believe that's coming to America, man. You know, that sounds like 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. But there will be sedition among men. And they won't regard their princes nor their kings nor princes. And whatever's in their power, their hand to do, that's what they're going to do. Says the inmate is understood to have failed to turn up to a prearranged address leading to probation officers alerting police who brought him back to custody. Another was charged with sexually assaulting a woman just an hour after being let out. Yeah, so this is what Babylon has to look forward to. There's going to be a lot of sedition. As a matter of fact, I might as well just get it since I've quoted it. All right, this is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands." And you know, the modern day sword is the gun, but there's going to be people with actual swords. You know, like knives, machetes, bats, meat cleavers. There's weapons in their hand ready to do damage. So here's the point. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Yeah, they're going to do whatever that's in the power of their hand to do. You know? They're not going to regard your governors, your mayors, your prime ministers, your police officials. They're not going to regard none of them. They're just going to do whatever they want. Like that movie Demolition Man. Simon Phoenix. There's going to be a bunch of Simon Phoenixes outside. So, just bringing out in the news edition. Lord's will, you was edified. So next time we're going to say Shalom. Shalom to the elect.